to continuing coverage as Maine's lighthouses are under a threat from significant coastal storms and sea level rise due to climate change.
The World's Monument Fund just named Maine's lighthouses one of 25 sites on its 2025 World Monuments Watch List. Joining us is Brad Miller from the Maine Preservation and author Bob Trapani Jr. to tell us more. Guys, thanks for coming on. Yeah. First of all, let's talk about why are some of Maine's lighthouses on the watch list and just how many are on it total?
Yes, and thanks for having us on. So yeah, all of Maine's 66 historic lighthouses are listed on the watch list.
Every single one?
Wow. Every single one, just given the resource type and how spread out and different locations along the coast. I think we wanted to highlight these as a great collection of resources here in Maine.
And why are they on that watch list? It's because of all these storms we've had recently. You guys probably want some extra eyes on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool because the World Monuments Fund, the watch list, only picked 2 sites worldwide for climate change. So Maine's collections of lighthouses was one of those sites in that sense. So that's how important this was to global preservation leaders to see Maine's lighthouses become more resilient.
Yeah, talk about some of the damage. I mean, we covered that storm wall to wall last January, and in the months after, or a year after now too, as we continue to talk about you know, how they're putting these lighthouses back together. We're getting federal funding, and I mean, Bug Light, Portland Headlight, Pemaquid. I mean, just about every single lighthouse was hit. I mean, it was crazy how much damage to some of these.
No place to hide for them, right? And I think all the years you work to restore these places in a moment's notice, just that storm comes in, the next storm comes in, and all that damage, and all you work for is just washed away or damaged. So it was a big blow, but it was a big wake-up call for all of us too. It actually changes the conversation and course of lighthouse preservation from here forward to deal with these storms.
And I think the big thing to talk about is not just structures, right? This is a part of Maine history. That's why it's so important.
Absolutely. Maine history, the traditions, and how it's interconnected to our working waterfronts. It means so much. And many of these lighthouses, 55, are still active aids to navigation maintained by the Coast Guard, the lights and foghorns. So they're still helping guide people out there on the water.
So what kinds of specific resources are you guys trying to get owners of these lighthouses? I mean, there's so many amazing ones. Bug Light is one of my favorite, and I know there was a little bit of destruction there recently. What kinds of resources do they need?
I think, at the top is just support, just like we do with all of our historic building owners in Maine, is helping them recognize that they're not alone. Certainly helping them navigate the review process if there are any state or federal review processes, accessing those disaster recovery funds or grant funds to do proactive work on those buildings, and then the know-how. How do storms impact lighthouses and light stations, and what kind of practical improvements can we make to these light stations to make sure that they're prepared for the next storms.
So do you repair, do you rebuild, and how do you make these, especially when they're right on the water in one of the worst places, right, when it comes to storms, how do you make them more resilient?
It's a tricky situation. There's some really cost-effective measures, like you can storm shutters. It sounds crazy, but a lot of lighthouses and outbuildings do not all have storm shutters. You can cable some of these buildings, especially even the seasons. I think some of the other stuff's very expensive, and as you know, resources in these kinds of areas are hard to come by. I think the big thing too, though, is just giving people hope and showing them some of the best practices and where we can go. This is something we can achieve, and we just have to act upon it.
Right, and we touched base on this a little bit at the beginning here, but just kind of touch on how important these lighthouses are to Maine. I mean, these are really big landmarks for people to visit, people to come see. What do they mean to the state of Maine? Why are they so important to keep around?
Well, they're not only historic, but they speak to us. And they speak to many people in different ways. A lighthouse doesn't know, like when a ship was out on the water, it didn't know the flag or creed or race of that crew. It was all about protecting humanity. And I think that resonates with a lot of people. People get married by them, they get their vacations there. There's so many reasons to love lighthouses, and it's more important than just the historic aspect of them.
Well, let's talk about tourism. I mean, if it's not lobster, the #1 reason to come to Maine, right? Everybody I know, I want to go check out the lighthouses, right? That's huge. And if these things are all knocked down, I don't know, all the lighthouses are gone. I don't know if I want to go there now. So huge for the local economy.
It does, in the statewide economy, yes, local and statewide. Lighthouses are an anchor along the coast of Maine from that perspective for us, and I think moving forward even more so. And actually even to the adventure tourism as well. There's so many tourism aspects, outdoor recreation. So yeah, extremely important.
And it's so important to keep this in mind too, because there could be future storms to look out for. So there's kind of always something to keep in mind right now.
Yeah, I think, the next storm is inevitable, and so we need to prepare for that. And this is not the first step. We've been, Bob and the American Lighthouse Foundation have been taking many steps to help prepare light stations, and so now we're just helping support that. And we really think this listing to the World Monuments Watch will be a big help in getting that word out, and collectively working with all the lighthouse stewards across the state.
Speaking of getting the word out, this is for both you guys. Is there a website, or where can people go to find out more information? Maybe they want to donate money, whatever, to help Maine lighthouses out.
Yeah, you can visit our website, Maine Preservation, which is mainpreservation.org.
And the American Lighthouse Foundation website, which is lighthousefoundation.org.
And you can also visit World Monuments Watch as well.
All right. Sounds good. You guys, thanks for coming on, and hopefully these lighthouses in the future are more resilient.
I mean, George Washington, christened the Portland headline. I mean, it's been around forever. It's
1791.
Yeah, big part of Maine history. You guys, thanks for coming on.
All right. Thanks
Thank you.
again.